Hey everyone, welcome back. Today is the big day where I reveal where it is that I'm going to be going on my Eco Village adventure. Before I do that, though, I want to lay out the process of how I decided to choose the place that I'm choosing. A number of people have asked, well, what criteria are you using to decide on what place you go? Why are you going to this eco village as opposed to another? Because when I decided to quit my job and sell my house and go anywhere, I realized I was like, oh, I could go anywhere in the whole world. And that became kind of intimidating, actually. I was like, whoa, how do I narrow it down from everywhere? So I'm sharing the process with you because if you ever want to go anywhere in the world, it's nice to have a process to be able to figure out where that is. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you a little bit of an outline of the criteria I used, and then show you a few of the tools I used to find where I want to go, and I'm going to go soon. So, what are the criteria? Where do I want to go? I want to go to a small community that is looking for people to help them grow and possibly join them long term. My sweet spot is a place that's somewhere between like 8 and 20 people. They're just getting going, and someone like me can come along and really help them out. I want somewhere inexpensive to live. I want to stretch my money because I don't want to work anywhere anymore. Not for a wage, anyhow. I want to go somewhere safe. And I want to go somewhere with great weather that's not too hot or too cold. So, how do I narrow that down? There's communities everywhere, so that is not going to be my first criteria I'm looking at, but it's everything I'm filtering these things through. So first, let's go see where is inexpensive. And for that, I go to this website called Numbeo, and they have a cost of living index by country 2022 mid-year. That's very recent. So everything here is up to date. And you can kind of see just the color code of what's more expensive, what's not. You can even put cities in here and it'll give you a breakdown of, restaurant prices, grocery store prices, transportation costs, all those things. So I'll let you do that. I'm not going to go into there, just not to take up all your time. And so top number one, we've got Bermuda 141.74. What does that mean? So New York, the cost to live in New York City is 100. That is the basis that everything's based around. So everything else is kind of a percentage off of that. So if you go down to Canada, ranked 17th, it costs about 69% to live in Canada compared to New York City. And that's overall. Obviously, some cities are going to be more expensive, some less. So I went all the way down to the bottom. What are the cheapest countries in the world to live in? And we get to hot, unsafe places like Pakistan and Sri Lanka, India, Libya, Algeria. So I automatically just discard those. They're hot and or unsafe. First one caught my attention was Colombia. I was like, ooh, Colombia is very cheap. So I go to Colombia and I go to the next site, and it's called Weather Spark. And this site is awesome. It gives you can just see these color-coded maps, and so the redder it is, the hotter it is. You look at Las Vegas, it's bloody hot, and then in the winter, it's kind of cool. So let's go into Colombia, and you can just click on the map, and you can zoom out or in so you can see the whole world like that, and you can just get a really quick bird's eye view of the places and how they are. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And Colombia, look at this. This is great. Look at that. So you click on it and it gives you compares a bunch of cities here. I just clicked on that one. So we're just going to get rid of a whole bunch here just so we can look at one and not get too confused. Okay, there we are. So Medellin, Colombia average temperature all year round, 25 to 26 degrees. My goodness, that is gorgeous. My ideal is low 20s because I'm going to be working outside most of the day. And I find even the high 20s gets a bit hot. But so your high of the day here, 25, 26, and low of the nights, 16, 17. Wonderful, wonderful. Um, so I did look at Colombia. I looked at places in Colombia and I tried contacting a couple of projects that looked really good. They fit my criteria, but I never heard back. So Colombia was out and I went back to my little list here and kept going up. Again, hot, dangerous, cold, dangerous. And I got all the way up to Turkey. Turkey, I don't know much about Turkey. So I went in, I checked that out, click on the map, zoom out, and scroll down to Turkey. What is the weather like in Turkey? So Turkey looks kind of, you've got the hot summers and it looks like it's actually quite seasonal. You got the cold winters. And since I'm going in October, I don't really want to go for a cold winter. I want something that's, more temperate. It's got a more growing season, more things are going to be going on, and I like good weather. So, not going to Turkey. Let's go back, scroll up a bit. A few more countries not interested. Morocco. That's an interesting one. I mean, it's in Africa, but it's not the dangerous part of Africa. Let me go there and look at that. Oh my goodness. That's great. From 19 to 24 degrees it ranges. That's wonderful. So, I mean, look at that. Comfortable most of the year. So I looked at Morocco, but there's no projects going on there. So went on up the list. African countries. Nope. Paraguay. That's in South America. Oops. And so let's go South America. Paraguay. I've never looked at that either. So Central South America. Oh, okay. That's really hot most of the time. Yeah. And that looks all pretty hot. So yeah, let's not go for the super hot. And we're going to go up to Peru. All right, Peru's not far from there. It's in the Andes. It should have some temperate places. And you can see up north, it gets pretty hot, but as you go further south, it cools down. And then you get in the Andes there, and that's really, yeah, that's really cool. Look at that. Oh, wow, 18 to 20 degrees. That's even a little bit cooler than I was looking for. Um, but yeah, there's a range in Peru, so I decided to check those out. And I checked out a number of different sites to look for places. I started on IC.org, which stands for intentionalcommunity.org. And there's lots of cool eco villages on there. There's ecovillage.org, there's New Mundo. What I ended up going with, though, is a site called Workaway. And so what I did, I just clicked in Peru and host type, I clicked community, accommodation info, internet, access, no, not charging any money, and then more, help with eco projects. And that's one thing I really like about this site is you can really narrow down your search in by putting in these criteria and only the things you want come up. So if you just typed in Peru, you get hundreds of places. But by narrowing it down to this, I got 18. And I scrolled down, looking at all these communities, and I found this off-grid life in the mountainous jungles of that place, Peru. That looks interesting. I've done off-grid before. Host rating 100%, couple of feedback, that's good. Recently active, good reply rate. Excellent, cool. Oh, they're looking for people in October to December. That's the other thing I like about Workaway. These people are actively looking for somebody to come to their place and help them out. So I like that. I want to be wanted. We are starting something completely new and different. Our dream is to live a beautiful, self-sustained life connected with land/nature. We live on with anyone who wants to live differently. All right, these are some key words for me. Self-sustained life. They want to be self-sufficient. That is totally up my alley. And with anyone who wants to live differently, they're looking for people to come and live there. All right, this is great. That's what I'm looking for. So all about learning, I like learning how to build from the materials on our land to grow plants, trees, raise animals without any chemicals and in connection with nature. Huzzah! Think Garden of Eden, a paradise away from the world. We are located in the Peruvian mountainous jungle, far off the beaten path. Sold! How do I sign up? All right, so all you got to do is you contact. And it's actually, you have to sign up for the site. It's a fee, I think $20, $50, and then you contact them. And I did. And they got back to me. And it's great. They're building cob houses right now, which is perfect because I just took a cob house building course in August. So great. Scrolling down a little about us. She's from Germany, grew up in Canada, and actually she grew up in BC. Been living in Peru for 2 years. Her husband is Peruvian, and her parents joined the project as well as her younger brother, and then 3 to 7 incredible workers. So what is that? We got her and her husband, that's two, her parents, that's four, brothers, five, and about 10 people, right in my sweet spot. Perfect. I love that. That's all the information I need right there. I contacted her. She got back to me, and this is where I'm going. The big reveal. Hurrah! Um, So perfect. I'm going to be going to this place in Peru. But before I just do that, I found out they're in this near this town called Oxapampa. So let's see if we can find that. So this is Cusco. Where's Lima? There's Lima, and they're just inland from there. There it is. Oxapampa. And look at that, 22 to 24 degrees all year round. That's great. The lows 14, 13. Just comfortable every day. Perfect for working out in the land. I'm going in October. It'll be mostly cloudy, but that's all right. I won't get a sunburn. And this site's great. It's got so much information. Chance of precipitation each day and the amount of precipitation. And it looks pretty dry in that area. And I asked her about that. I was like, oh, well, how's the water situation there? It looks like it's pretty dry. And she's like, no, we're in a microclimate in the jungle, and it's actually really wet, and you're going to be coming at the beginning of raining season, so bring rain gear. So it's like, okay, so that's good. Not going to be issues with water to keep plants watered and people watered. So I'm going to go there in October, and then I told my friend who I met in the cob building course in August. He's from Chile. I said, oh, I'm going to be going to Peru. And he's like, oh, I invite you to my place. No, wait a minute. I changed that. You have to come to my place. And I was like, all right. So I'm going to go there in December, and that's in Chile. And he's in an eco community just outside of Santiago, which is the capital city of Chile. And it's 300 houses, of which he built 70 of them using natural methods. So he's a natural builder, and he wants to show me some of the places he built. And that's really exciting. So let's check that out. Just outside of Santiago, what's the weather going to be like there in December? So I love this site. We can just go down. It's Chile. There's Santiago right there. All right, there it is. And you can click on these red dots too. You don't have to click on the map things. And so let's go there, check it out. And in December, oh, it's going to be hot. It's going to be like average high of 28. So it'd be like a vacation from, the moderate temperatures, and then I'm gonna take a break and go get my suntans in this nice hot Chilean climate. It's a bit drier there. Chile's great. And let's take a look at the place. So their community is listed on ecovillage.org. So I looked them up. And so I'm going from here all the way down to here and zoom right in. And they're just on the edge of Santiago there. And we can go all the way in there. And we can even take a little droppy guy. See what it looks like. All right, here we are at the Eco Village or Eco Community. He didn't even call it an Eco Village. He calls it an Eco Community. The stop signs are in Spanish there, which is cool. In Portugal, the stop signs actually just say stop, which I thought was really weird, being that the language shares Portuguese. And we're in the eco community. That's exciting. We just went through the gate, and it kind of looks like outside the gate. There's trees and buildings, roads. I mean, it looks like you're kind of in a town, and they've got a little cafe there, and to Peru. I think that's what it is. That looks neat. Motorbikes, and what's this? Recuerda pagar sus gastos comunes antes de irse de vacaciones. Remember to pay your community fees before going on vacation. So they have community fees. I guess the notice board there, some dude there to collect your fees. So neat. This is the place. I'm gonna go visit there. And yeah, that's exciting. So Peru and Chile, that's what I'm doing. After December in Chile, I think I'll probably go back to Peru to that place. If it's good, no reason why not to. Before I leave for both of those places, though, I'm going to be going to Vancouver Island in a week. So if you're on Vancouver Island and want to see me, give me a shout and we'll make that happen. If you're not on Vancouver Island, look for the next update here. Maybe I'll update from the island. I'll keep you posted. And subscribe, comment, share with your friends, and I'll see you next time.